Alright guys, so welcome back for another Dokkan Battle video. This has actually been a pretty eventful day for me. I've posted 3 videos in one day, by the time this, obviously goes up. Anyways, we have the new Part 2 celebration for Global here. Now, there is quite a bit of stuff that we do have to go through, so let's just hop right in. So, first of all, again, there is the Tanabata banner, which I have pulled up right here, which we'll take a moment in which we'll take a look at in just a moment. Of course, we have the Part 2 missions. We have this new Dragonstone called Dragonstone 8. Again, we'll take a look at the characters that you can actually get with this Dragonstone, because again, the other previous Dragonstone that we could have gotten wasn't really that good. Like, the characters weren't necessarily like the best. So again, we'll see what kind of characters they decide to put with that one. We have the returning EZA for Kale and Kefla, even though technically it's still out right now. I've actually been grinding the medals for, one of the characters that is going to EZA from that event. We have a new explosive chain battle, who is actually going to be Dispo. So Dispo's the new explosive chain battle boss. All Dokkan events are going to be available, which is, again, really, really nice, especially if you're trying to, specifically awaken a certain unit. The returning orb event for fusion-only characters. So again, these are skill orbs you can only give to fusion characters as well. And then down here, we have the returning Fusion Reborn story event, so you can go ahead and farm up Veku and Final Form Frieza if you didn't already. And then we have some other returning ones as well. And then, of course, we're going to be getting a World Tournament as well, because again, the Genius Bulma Battle Prep thing is there. So for the World Tournament, we're going to be getting Young Nappa, or Nappa Teen. And then, of course, LR Mercenary Tau is the current World Tournament local reward. So again, just make sure to get up to a high enough rank, and you can go ahead and pull Mercenary Tau. And then we, of course, have the banners for the World Tournament. And then we also have the World Tournament Support Pack. Again, don't buy that. It really makes no sense. And then this returning event, Adventure of Gratitude and the Bizarre Rabbit Dude stuff. And then, of course, this is just Part 1 of the celebration info right there. All of this is courtesy of Shiny, so shoutouts to him. And then earlier, we did have a data download, which, again, the LR Shadow Dragons will be coming to Global, so they're going to be the newest Battlefield LR that we can go ahead and pick from the shop. I personally am actually going to be buying them. Again, I haven't really bought any of the Battlefield LRs. The only Battlefield LR I genuinely bought was LR Mecha Freeze and King Cold, but that was specifically to do, I think, an EZA for Prime Battle Frieza. I think is the only reason why I even bought them. Same thing with LR Metal Cooler's Army. Those are the only 2 that I bought, but that was because I wanted to get LR Prime Battle Frieza done. But other than that, I literally have not bought any single Battlefield LR. But again, we're going to quickly go over this guy's details. I actually, like I said, genuinely want to get this guy, so I'm actually looking forward to him. Alright. So they lead GT bosses 3 key and 130%. Again, the only other leader for GT bosses is Super 17, LR Super 17. So again, unfortunately, running this guy might be a bit of an issue, because again, he's really not on a lot of teams. So on his 12 key, he just lowers attack and defense. On his 18 key, lowers attack and defense with a 30% chance to stun. So his super attack effects, I wouldn't call them really, really good, but they are decent in that, he's at least able to stun and then lower attack and defense, which is going to be useful in certain scenarios. They get 70% attack and defense at the start of turn. They get another 70% on super. They get 4 key if the enemy is in the attack down or defensive down status, which again, Jesus Christ, they themselves do on their super attack. So again, that's actually really, really good. And then they're also a support type for GT bosses, 3 key and 30% attack and defense. Now, just taking a quick look at the GT bosses category team, again, Super 17 is the only other leader on the team, which again, really, really sucks. Because again, running this unit, unfortunately, is going to be the biggest difficulty. But again, just looking at all the other GT bosses units, again, this guy being a support type unit is probably, again, super game changing. Because again, LR Baby is actually a decent unit. He just really needs support. So again, this guy being able to support LR Baby and LR Super 17 is going to be a really, really good thing for them. And then, of course, just going down the list, again, GT Bosses is not exactly the best team in the game, but again, it is going to be able to get a lot of additions, you know, later on in the future. Like, for example, this guy's eventually gonna get an EZA, or they could release a new version of him. Same thing with this baby right here, because again, this is Super Baby 2, this is Super Baby 1. They could release a transforming Super Baby 1, they could release a new standalone Super Baby 2. So again, very easily, you know, you begin to see that they can do a lot of stuff with many of the units here. Same thing with Super 17. Like, again, I would really love to see a fusing Super 17. So again, they could release, you know, even, you know, a standalone version of him again, you know, like replace the LR for all I care. Because again, unfortunately, they really did a poor design, in my opinion, with the LR, which really sucks. Because again, I really like Super 17 as a villain for GT. Again, his EZA is still really, really good. Metal Rildo, again, is actually a decent unit. Eventually, I think they will be, you know, EZAing the 50% support type units. So again, he, in the future, is going to be looking good. Oceanus is a decent unit, but again, she's more of a unit you want to run on Peppy Gals. Again, this guy's actually super good. He's going to get an EZA eventually. So again, this team is really banking on a lot of EZAs, especially, or just new units coming out. But again, the GT Bosses team is a relatively solid team. Again, it's not the best. It is extremely limited. But again, these guys are going to work probably the best on this team. The reason for that is because their links are actually pretty good. Again, but you have to kind of have another Shadow Dragon to run with them. Which again, if the physical one ever gets an EZA, again, I think these two as a rotation is actually going to be pretty nasty. Because things like GT, again, 10% attack and defense, Shadow Dragons, 20% attack and defense, Big Bad Bosses, 25% attack and defense. Those three links alone really help this unit out. Because again, that's 25, that's 20, and then that's 10. So like a total of what? Like 55 defense and 55% attack. You slap that on with this at the start. Plus their stats are actually pretty good. Again, very, very high defense. Again, these guys can look very, very good. But again, the only issue is, you know, GT Bosses, Joint Forces, and Shadow Dragon Saga, they're very limited in the categories that you can actually run them on. Because, like, Joint Forces, you're probably not going to run these guys unless they, like, release another, you know, dual Shadow Dragon unit. Because, again, a lot of these characters are not on the GT tag. And there isn't even a GT tag. There's only, you know, GT Bosses, Joint Forces, Shadow Dragon. And again, most of the Shadow Dragons are kind of dead in this game. Like, you're dead. Nova would have been a good... Actually, Nova is a decent unit to run with this guy, because he does give 40% defense. So actually, Nova's not a bad option for him, now that I'm looking at it, actually. Yeah, because he's Shadow Dragon 40% defense. So that's actually quite surprising. Huh. Okay. So, I mean, like, he does have some buddies that you can run him with, but, again, we really need a new version of Sin or Omega Shenron so that we can get these specific links onto him. Because, again, if you are able to get these three active, like, at full level 10, you know, this unit looks way, way, way better. Just like, you know, most units in the game, but specifically for the Battlefield LR. Again, he really needs those to, like, really, really shine. Now, he does have an active skill, which is not very good. The reason for that is because it's from the 7th turn. Again, the 7th turn is a really bad restriction, and it only gives 7 ki and it lowers enemies' attack and defense, but by the time on turn 7, you're fighting enemies who can't have their defense or their attack lowered at that point. So unfortunately, the Shadow Dragon army I mean, it's basically just going to give you 7 ki at that point. Unless, you know, you're in a Super Battle Road stage and you're, like, really deep into the fight. You know, then, of course, that active skill is going to be really good, but for my personal opinion, I think they should have made this 7 ki and then they give themselves 30% attack and defense permanently, and then they should have made the condition on turn 3. Like, something like that would have been way better, because again, it is a free-to-play LR, so I think they could have had a little bit more lenience, especially when designing this unit. Alright, I know I went really deep into the LR Shadow Dragons, but again, I really, really like the LR. Again, I know that's probably weird, you know, for many people to think about, like, hey, why do you like the, you know, the unit so much? But I don't know, man. I just really, really like the unit. All right, we have the EZA for Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Again, I'm actually super hyped for this as well. She is rainbowed for me, so again, make sure to check out the showcase that I do for her. When she EZAs, she is the best leader for Potara. Again, if you just take a quick look at Potara, they really haven't gotten a new leader since the 5th year anniversary. So again, finally having a new leader that's actually now viable, you know, in both like short content and long content is going to be really, really nice. And again, this team is very, very good. But again, in my opinion, I think they do need like a really dedicated support type unit. Because again, Potara, it hasn't been buffed in years, dude, like at all. Other than, again, the 5th year anniversary, which is for JP like almost 2 years ago now. So just put that into perspective. So now she raises defense, so she permanently stacks, and then she greatly lowers defense. Again, this alone fixes a lot of the issues with Kefla, which was, again, her defense. So again, I'm very, very happy that they made her stack. She changes int to physical. Again, that stays the same. She gets 20% attack and defense per key sphere. So I think that actually goes up. Yeah, from 12. And then she has a medium chance of evading. That stays the same. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of being a super. So that stays the same as well. And then she gets an additional 60% attack when attacking with 6 or more physical key spheres obtained. Okay, so that's actually not a bad condition because I've actually used this Kefla quite extensively when I first got her. Again, she really does create a lot of physical key spheres. I can safely say that. So this, although may seem very restrictive, is not really that hard to get. Because again, she makes a lot of physical key spheres. Like, I'm not joking, she makes a lot. So, again, that's not a bad condition. And again, she's fairly decent after her EZA. In fact, not, man, I shouldn't even say fairly decent. She's actually really good after her EZA. But again, compared to some of the other EZAs like Hit, you know, she's by no means, you know, on the level of Hit. Because technically she is a, see, look, she's not a main EZA. She's a, I think she's like a side EZA or something like that. She's just like, yeah, just like a side EZA, like the Super Trunkses are. But again, she's actually the best out of all of them. Like, she's really, really good. And then of course her link set is actually pretty decent after the link level up, link level update. So she does get a little extra, attack and defense from these links, as you guys can see here. And then again, she's on a ton of teams that she's going to be able to help, especially like Rapid Growth, Time Limit, Accelerated Battle, Super Saiyan 2. So again, if you have her, and again, a lot of people have her, because again, she released in what? 2018. So, more than likely you're going to have at least like maybe one dupe for her. So she's going to be a very, very good option to run, especially in the long events. But I don't think she's going to be bad either in, short events. She's not going to be the best, but she's going to be decent. Alright, so on to the chain battle boss. Again, we're going to be fighting Dispo, which is Peppy Gal's Universe 6 and Accelerated Battle. Again, for the strat that I've seen on JP, you really want to have a ton of hit characters, which could be a bit of an issue considering the fact that Tech Hit is probably the best hit out of all of these guys, excluding this guy, which is the 50% support STR hit. But again, not a lot of people have him, because he doesn't really appear on a lot of on a lot of banners like at all. So yeah, unfortunately, if you don't have a ton of hits, it's gonna be pretty hard to get a high score on this, because I tried it once and it didn't go well. I did not get a high score, but I think you should be able to make like a decent team with the UI Gokus and the Kaioken Gokus on the team as well. So again, that's Dispo right there. And then we have Young Nappa, who is again coming with the World Tournament. This guy's actually very good. Like, don't sleep on this guy. This guy is really good. Like, I genuinely might go for like the rainbow on this guy, maybe, because he actually shocked me in how good he is. Because again, he's an SSR, but he's like genuinely really good. So he greatly raises attack and defense for one turn. That already makes him good. That effect is really powerful. He gets 70% at the start. He gets 70% attack on super attack. He gets another 40% attack and defense with each attack received up to 80%, so he just needs to get hit twice. He has a high chance of an additional 78% attack and guards all attacks. Now, this may not seem like the best passive ever, But again, he gets this at the start, he gets an additional 80%, so that's 150%. He gets 70% attack on super, he's greatly raising attack and defense on super. Now this, of course, is not reliable, the 50% chance to guard, but again, he still has that in his passive. And then from his links, you know, having something like Tough as Nails and Shocking Speed, which again give defense at level 10, means that this guy's going to be getting an additional what? 25% attack and defense and 5% damage reduction. And again, this is just an SSR, so he is going to actually awaken as well. So again, this Nappa is fairly decent. Like, he's not like the craziest unit, but he's actually a really good World Tournament unit. I would actually argue probably one of the best. Because again, comparing him to all the other World Tournament units that released before him, except probably the Super Saiyan Gohan, the tech one, he's actually better than all the other ones. Because again, I think the last one that we got, or like two World Tournaments ago, was Kid Vegeta, like the physical Kid Vegeta one, and he's not good by any means. Again, this Nappa completely blows him out of the water. But again, he's actually a very, very good unit. And then he's on Pure Saiyans, Terrifying Conquerors, and Space Traveling Warriors. So again, don't sleep on this guy. Again, he may not be the most like hype, you know, it's a Nappa, but he's not bad. So yeah. And now for the main event, we are going to be talking about the Tanabata banner. Now, as you know, this is going to be dropping, and a lot of people, I think, have been saving up specifically for this banner. Now, what I would say, for those of you who specifically saved up for this banner, well, so there we go. The legend returns. I did cut, by the way. I'm pretty sure you guys can tell, but... Alright, the main event. The Tanabata banner. Alright, one word. Don't summon. I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you crazy? Why wouldn't I summon? And here's the reason why. You are gambling very heavily your stones. As you guys can tell, there are a lot of featured units. You have, obviously, Gogeta. You have UI Goku. You have Evolution Blue Vegeta. You have the Blue Boys. And you have Gohan and Goten. There are 5 LRs on this banner. 5. If you, say for example, pull a Goku Black Rift, or a guaranteed, LR thing like Goku Black Rift, Zeno, or for example, Vegito Blue, you have a 1 in 5 chance in getting the unit that you specifically want. So the odds are technically not in your favor. On top of that, if you get a guaranteed featured unit animation, which is like Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha, the 2 androids, Gohan and Piccolo, combos like that, you have even less of a chance, because that includes all of these guys right here, every single one of them, except the SRs, but all the other SSRs, and most of these guys really aren't that good. Boo is horrible, Broly is bad, you are good after your EZA, bad, 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 good after EZA, decent after EZA, still decent after his EZA, godly, bad, and then okay. A lot of these units, again, are gonna get EZA'd in the future, for sure. But these units also appear like all the time on banners. So again, you're really gambling here, because if you specifically only want Gogeta, again, you're gambling extremely heavily with your stones. That's why I personally am telling people don't summon on this. It's actually better if you guys wait for a different banner that will be arriving, and it is the New Year's Step. You guys can hear me type away like a madman, but again, it's this banner right here. This is the one you want to be summoning on. The reason is it's 200 stones exactly, but you get a guaranteed LR at the end. A guaranteed LR. Let me say that again. A guaranteed LR is what you get. This was the banner on... Oh, let's do the JP version. I think the JP version was way better. Oh, yeah. Dude, look at this. This is what? 2021, right? Yeah, 2021 JP. I mean, look at the Dokkan Fest that you get. Again, these are rather... I guess you can call them old at this point, but they're still good. You're good. You're good. you're decent, okay. You're still decent, you're still good. These guys are actually, in my opinion, underrated. Beerus is still good. Like, again. And the LRs are also way better on this banner. Like, Rose, God Goku, these guys. Broly, Chinlai, Lemo, I would consider still good. But, again, these are guaranteed LR banners. So, this one's way better than the Tanabata banner because, again, you get a guaranteed LR. Like, even if you pull maybe not the best LR, all of these guys are easy Aing eventually. I bet you Kale and Kefla eventually are going to get their easy A. Spirit Bomb Goku's going to get his easy A. God Goku's going to get an easy A. LR Trunks and Mai is going to get an easy A. Full Power Frieza's going to get an easy A. He already has an easy A. Like, there's so much potential coming with easy A's on this banner that it's way, way better. Also, just looking, these guys are going to start getting their easy A's too. Some of them already have Transforming Goku, Transforming Frieza, Hit. Those 3 units alone are really good after their easy A. So all of these guys are going to get their easy A eventually. Same thing with these guys. You got an easy A. I think he's literally the only one. So, oh, you got an easy A recently on JP. So again, these guys have potential for easy A. Same thing with these guys. Every single one of these units have gotten their easy A except for these. Actually, no, these guys have their easy A too. So actually, every single one of them have an easy A. They're all good. Except for you. He really sucks. We don't talk about him. But, again, this one is just way better. Because you get a guaranteed one of these. Guaranteed. At least one. Not even counting the other SSRs that you pull. So again, even though this is really, really good looking, don't summon on it. It's not worth it. The tickets, though, that we've been getting during, doing missions is fine. Go crazy. Go all out. But it's really not worth your stones. Now, if you have enough red coins to buy them, then sure, you can go ahead and buy the copy of the unit that you want. But unless you have the necessary red coins, I wouldn't recommend summoning on it. Unless they have step-ups. I know, I usually go back on this kind of stuff, but if they have step-ups, then it's worth it to summon. If not, don't do it. For me personally, I won't be summoning at all. I need to be saving up my stones. Because again, I'm still mostly free to play. Like I do spend here and there. But again, I'm still mostly free to play. So I do need to save up my stones. So I'm not going to be summoning on this. I will be doing the tickets though. That for sure I will be doing. But again, for a normal player, I wouldn't recommend it. If you have the coins, then pick whichever LR you want. Again, these two are still really, really good to this day. Again, Gogeta's still super powerful. He's actually decent. Same thing with these guys. So again, it's really up to you, but I would recommend you not summon. That's basically my whole gist is just don't do it. It's really not worth it unless there's step-ups. If there's step-ups, then you are getting a discount, so it is worth it in that sense. But after that, don't summon anymore. That's what I would recommend. So anyways, guys, that is going to be part 2 for the Dokkan celebration. Y'all can let me know what you guys think about part 2. I personally think it's a little bit lacking in content. But again, it's not a horrible part 2. Again, we are getting a new Shadow Dragon unit, easy A for this Kefla, an explosive chain battle. Also with this is probably going to be coming the new version of Dokkan Ultimate Clash. So again, more content right there. Chain battle, a world tournament, which again, not the biggest fan of, but again, we are going to be getting that. And then of course, this banner, which is again a huge bait banner. Fortunately though, we did get some tickets for it. And then that of course. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
The name of this one is Rose. Oh, this is the power of legendary Super Saiyan Goku. Now I understand.